What's up, guys? It's me. Don't mind if you hear crunching. I'm literally just eating popcorn right now. Want to watch some old villager news by mine?
Villager news. Breaking news!
Let's
An
go to
update
it.
has swept the realm, changing villager life forever. But one
We're gonna
villager
watch the real
refuses to
villager.
embrace our new way of
Ne-
life. Here's villager number
We're gonna
9
watch
with more info.
Minecraft newer
Thank you,
villager
villager number
news,
5.
the real
Fellow
villager news,
citizens,
and then
why
Minecraft
don't
live
you
after
want the
that.
update? But I do want the update. Are you against the update? Have you even tried the update? But I am getting the update. What about the new feature? Do you think you're better than us? I didn't say any of that. We thought you might say that. So we made this video for you. What?
Welcome to the most villager-friendly
What?
update ever! There's campfires, berry bushes,
And,
I love him.
there's taiga villages, desert villages,
Panda.
tundra villages, savanna villages.
Fox.
Villagers all over the realm are loving life.
Hey,
Thanks to the update, I
Hey,
got
I'm
a
on
job
full
as
screen.
an armorer. Look at all this stuff. The update gave me a whole bunch of new trades. And look, we have levels now. Hey, find a bed. Gotta find a bed. Ow! Yes, we all have new jobs now. I'm a farmer. Hey, get off my crop! Shoo! Get away! Oh, nitwit. Any bad things? No. The update is the greatest thing to happen to villager kind.
Look, see how much better your life could be. Get the Village and Pillage update today.
The village and what? Doesn't it look great? Did that say village? Sir, will you be updating now? Well, there you have it. Another citizen satisfied with the update. Thank you, villager number 9. The village and pillage update is out now. Have you updated yet? Yes. Not you, them. Villager news.
well, actually, Minecraft Live. I forgot. Clip champs.
Welcome,
Champs recording.
everyone, and thank
As you can see, MRT is self-glazing. I mean, I didn't tell you that. Yeah, I'll watch this and this. Sure.
And now it's time to reveal our completely new job, releasing in a few months. The
Sorry,
team
yeah.
has been really excited
Sorry, I got
about
the
the idea of
hiccups.
adding a new biome, and we created one with its own unique mood and identity. During daytime, it's quiet, like almost
As you,
serene
if
in
you
the new
saw
hang
by
garden.
the community thing I sent,
While you might feel
I'm not
calm
exactly
walking
happy.
around in this forest,
because like
there's also
Minecraft stopped giving us new wood types.
something isn't quite right.
You give us
Then,
more wood as a
when
player, right?
darkness falls, you indeed feel another side of this place. Like the hanging moss shifts from being pretty to really spooky, and you realize that you're not alone. There's something lurking in the shadows.
So everything about this biome feels unfamiliar, and this is by design. We
Guys,
want
I think
you
I missed the mob
to
vote.
feel a bit curious
No, that was
and
scripted.
scared. Like, what is this place?
That was so
Why is
right.
it so different from everything else? What
need
we
more
needed for the
golems.
biome is to have like a low visibility, and we've created the pale hanging moss for this. This really inhibits like how much
It
you can
looks like a
see, how
modded
far you
thing.
can see, but you can still walk through it. So you're traversing through the forest.
Like, you know, the
and,
modded
trying to
biomes
find
usually have
everything,
like
but you
different
don't know what
colors.
will be behind the hanging
So
moss.
it's literally
yeah, it gives you kind of a strange feeling when you enter. It's unnaturally quiet and a feeling of something weird's going on here.
I really like the ambiance of the new biome. It invokes really those eerie and spooky feelings.
Eerie indeed. And turns out there actually is something lurking in the shadows. The creaking.
Oh, just about this.
It's our first tree-like creature, and it's almost like it's camouflaging in the pale garden. And when it's dark at night, it's kind of hard to see it except those like elusive eyes.
Yeah, and it also interacts with those trees, which is super fun.
Yeah, there's a special new block that it has a connection to.
When you approach the creaking, you can actually realize that it doesn't take any damage, and when you try to hit it, it points you somewhere in the canopy. That's where basically the creaking card is, and that's what controls the node.
One of the main themes of the Pale Garden and its inhabitants is that there's a lot of contrast from the rest of the world. So when we made the creaking, we also wanted it to feel unfamiliar and different from other mobs, which is why we made it more asymmetric to really go on this point of like being different from everything else.
The creaking doesn't exist on its own. It's more of like a puppet of the new block, the creaking heart.
So the creaking heart and its creaking puppet really comes with a new combat challenge or combat mechanic, both in the way that you need to destroy the heart block to actually kill the creaking, and also, of course, that the creaking only moves when you look away.
So don't blink.
So literally that one
I really like
SMP.
the sandboxiness
Well,
of the
not
creaking
SMP,
heart.
but
It's if you
SCP.
silk touch, you obtain it, and then you can
Y'all
place
remember,
it
like,
anywhere you
all
want
SCP
in the Minecraft world.
craze?
So if you want
Now
to
I
be
don't
as
even know
evil
what
as
the
the
world is
creaking heart
yapping
itself,
about.
you
With all
can
this-
place it
Oh
and
my god!
make your friends
3
really
a.m.
terrified.
Skibidi Fortnite.
To embrace
Fortnite
the
is
quietness
something
of
I
Minecraft,
refuse to say.
we added
Fortnite is gas
ambient
without the
sounds
G.
for this biome that
I
only
feel like
plays
not
during
even.
the night.
I feel like
That
it doesn't
comes
take a
from
rocket scientist to
blocks
put
that
that one
surround
together.
you. That will make it even more creepier experience for the player. And to do that, you need to play with the silence and the contrast of the silence and the sounds. So to make creaking, I gathered a lot of creaky stuff that will make creaky sounds. Obviously, the biggest thing would be to gather wood and twigs and stuff like that, dead leaves to get rustling and creaking. That I also recorded. Salty sticks, the
I'm
Swedish
sorry,
snack,
this is a
very
kid's
Swedish.
game.
And one of the biggest part actually of the sound is my table creaking, dragging against the floor, and also a chair. I also recorded teeth. It sounds a bit like bones, maybe, when the mob is walking. So it's
What do you mean by teeth? Oh, okay. So we wanted to make the biome very gray to give this very eerie feeling, right? And with these gray tones, a very fitting new wood
It's the
set
warden
was
all
going to
over
be a
again.
white color wood
Minecraft
set.
wants to make
And
a
this
horror
is
game.
something that players have wanted for a long time.
Yeah, I'm super excited for the pale oak wood set, especially that in a lot of places people
More wood! Yay! I'm so excited!
paint their fences white, for example, for a white picket fence, and that will be exciting for a lot of players to actually represent themselves.
Eh,
You've given us 50 authors. This just looks like birch with a slightly wider.
And then we also have like the hanging moss. And you can boil it, so it's renewable. So I think like
So you
if
can
you
express
bring it
yourself
as
as
well,
emo,
and maybe
basically.
put it in a
That's what I'm getting
greenhouse,
from
things
this.
hang from the roof, or like a wild garden. Something like that would be really fun to build with it, I think.
Yeah, and it's also a really unique carpet moss because it also spreads
Looks like he
all
wants
over
to
the
leave.
sides of the blocks. And that's also looks really great.
We look
God,
for inspiration,
what
so
the
we've looked at all these kind
redacted
of different
is
forests
this?
all over
Bro
the
got the
world.
Terraria
A tree that stood
collection.
out was like the willow tree, like because it's very hanging. There's a lot of like drapery, and it feels very eerie. Then we looked at like Spanish moss. This was like the inspiration for the pale hanging moss that we've used in the biome eventually, because this gives this like drapey feeling without being willow trees, and it was a little bit more versatile and flexible to
Scariest
use in the
cow was
biome.
crazy,
It could
huh?
also be used as like building blocks. We are super excited to see what you do with these new features and the
I
new
love
game
Quick
drop.
Trip.
We want to create connections between features because the
One of my
Minecraft
favorite
world is an
this.
ecosystem, and we really wanted to feel like that. And the creaking heart and its puppet creaking, it really has a new way of creating this kind of connection. So it's going to be really fun to see you all experience it. And it's actually coming to Snapshot's previews and betas very soon. So soon you can all try it out.
Dramatic is right. Minecraft Live 2024. I've already seen this, as you can tell, but I'm gonna share what my thoughts were. I was instantly like, oh my god, yes! Villagers!
There's been a monster sighting! Here's villager number 9. Thanks, number 5. Villager number 15 here says there's a monstrous creature right there in those woods. So, number 15, have you ever lied on the news before? What? I'm not lying. I was with my group and the monster and got all of them. They're all gone. Maybe they just don't like you. You know, because of all the lies.
Great. That's
ridiculous.
great.
All right, to put an end to these clear fabrications, gonna go into the spooky forest and prove there's no monster. All right, let's go.
Oh, you're heading into the woods.
Aren't you number one public enemy of villagers, though?
Very well, but I must
Well, actually-
warn you. Those who
Yeah,
enter
not really.
there
Yeah.
return here.
Players number one enemy.
Why not?
As if you know
This is
me, I'd
just
be
the
making
entrance,
certain
darling. The exit's over there.
machines with an end rod and a
Everybody
sticky
keep their eyes
piston,
peeled for
and a
monsters.
boat
Of
or
course, we
minecart.
know there's no such thing. What about zombies, skeletons, goblins, it doesn't look like any of those. All right, what did it look like? I couldn't see it clearly. It was behind a tree. Convenient. Hey, wait. Does anyone feel like we're being watched? I hope
I'm
so.
kind of in the
We need
right here
ratings.
because, like, the one they're listening to is
You what?
the
The
knit
creaky. I'd
colors.
say it was more of a
So he's
crunch.
literally
Hey, wait.
liquid.
Let's villager number 31. Is that XP? Ah! The monster got him! It's happening again! No, that could have been anybody's XP. And emeralds. And sign that says, I'm villager number 31, help me, I'm being attacked by a monster. It's circumstantial at best. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does make sense. Alright, well, I'm concerned. Let's keep going. I thought he said there were monsters. Yeah, where's the monster? Alright, we've been here for a while and we haven't seen any monsters. Yeah, we should make our way back. Which way was that again? Oh no, we're lost! No, does anyone know the way back? Villager number 47 will know. He's a cartographer. Where's villager number 47? Hey, someone left a map and all this XP. Maybe there is a monster. There's no monster. Who said that? It's gonna get there! Villager number 5! It appears that a wave of hysteria is afflicting the group. I stand by the notion that there are no monsters in the wood. The cameraman and I are going to run away now for unrelated reasons. Hey, what's behind that tree? Oh no, villager number 9! Villager number 9, are you there? Is anybody there?
The freak behind with the jump stairs.
I guess we'll never know what caused this tragic chain of events. But it definitely wasn't a monster. Breaking news! A new mob has been announced at Minecraft Live! It's some kind of monster! Wait, what?
Baseball.
Villager number 9 here! Sorry for interrupting the news, but villager number 15 and I have just escaped from the spooky forest.
I'm
And
back.
I'd just like to state, like I said earlier, and I was right! There is in fact a monster in the woods that looks like wood and sounds like wood. What? That's a lie! You didn't believe that at all! You didn't believe me! But in my heroic foray into the spooky forest, I, villager number 9, single-handedly discovered the creature.
Popcorn butter
I shall now
is
name
gas. I don't care what
the
anyone says.
Crunching. It's called a creature.
Guys.
And let's
Although my
just
favorite
say
snack
thank
has
you.
got
Maybe I
to
should
be
go
out of
into
all
Monster
the
Hunting.
candies
I'm clearly very
ever.
good at it. Villager number 9, Monster Hunter. It's got
gotta
a nice
be
ring to it. Well,
Nerds
sorry
Gummy
to interrupt the
Busters.
show again. Now
So,
back to you
well,
in
it's
the
more than candy,
studio.
but like, you gotta
It seems
admit,
we're having some technical difficulties. But in other news, there's a dangerous new mob lurking out there in the wilderness. If you're ever out in the woods and you see this
Boop.
horrible, grotesque
Boop.
creature,
boop,
never
boop,
turn your back on it.
boop,
Unless there's
boop,
2 of them and one's behind you. Then, good luck.
boop,
Wouldn't want to be that
boop,
person.
boop.
Well, goodbye.
Villager News. The only news source you can trust. So tune in now and hear our words. Let's listen to the new Villager. This is fire.
With the only news source you can trust.
It's a bit noteworthy, I guess.
With no big words so you'll understand. And you'll always know who's in the crew. We've all got matching news to do. I think mine's infected, it started to ooze. News, 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 news.
They've all got most moustache. Moustache. You don't even have to apply anything, they just put it under their nose, it fits perfectly.
Woohoo! Play that again.
What? I accidentally clicked on what is it? I don't know what this is, but go ahead. And we'll watch this beforehand. Video. Minecraft story mode seems fun. I might. Maybe I'll play it if I emulate. I mean, what?
What do you see?
Please don't say more stairs.
I think I must be seeing things. It's like another world up here. A brand new, totally unspoiled world.
It's just.
Right.
Just. Whoa. I'm not doing like the interactable TV version as like a little guy. I mean, I'm still a little guy. I'm short. I mean, very short.
That's my body, Axel. My broken, battered body.
How are you that obese, Axel?
The ground is almost squishy, like carpet.
This doesn't look like a normal tree.
Hey, I can see again.
This isn't
Let me hear
satisfying me.
Now, can you please... What in the... It's made of wool. This tree, the grass, it's all wool.
You're telling me that we've been resting all our hopes on this guy, and the whole time he's been building some totally artificial happy land?
No, we'll see how much we can complete before it,
war.
loses all of them.
Guys, they finally did it. The mob boat is dead. In case you've been living under a rock for the past few years, every so often Mojang would hold a mob vote for its Minecon Live event. This put 3 mobs against each other, and the viewers got to vote on which one got added to the game. Unfortunately,
better.
Minecraft players are stupid and usually pick the worst one. There have been 5 mob votes in total, and each one got increasingly more controversial. That especially came
Tough
to a head in
one.
2023, where it felt like everyone was making videos about these things. People really need to get more original ideas.
People just need
But
to.
why did so many people
add-
not like these things?
They
I
just
mean,
need to
seem
add
like
all
fun
of them.
events to bring the community together. Well,
Like
instead,
copper
it completely tore
golems.
it
He
apart
could've-
because of the
one,
fact
he could've
that losers were
revolutionized
never added to the
redstone.
game. So in
Two,
response, Mojang has recently announced that the
we
mob
need another goal.
and and amidst the celebration of this announcement, it got me thinking back on all the losers from previous years. There has been a total of 11
Yeah,
losers,
Russell could've
not
been
including
great,
the
too.
Lion Boat or the Chinese
Not
Mob.
so scuffed.
Now, Mojang has claimed that the losers will eventually be added to the game, but in the last 7 years from the first mob boat in 2017, we have not seen a single one. No, the Lion Boat with the frog does not count, because that was not a mob boat. You guys can stop commenting that now, but now that the vote is officially over, I think they can finally fulfill this promise and go through these losers once again, especially since they also announced they plan to do more small updates like the armored pause drop in the future. So with all that being said, I thought it'd be fun to rank all of the previous losers from the mob votes based on which ones I would like to see get added first. Essentially, you could think of...
Alright, y'all, so, if he puts any of the golems anywhere below, I'll be nice and say B tier. I'm going to end the video and burn down the orphanage.
This is me predicting how useful each of these mobs will be. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and let's jump right in. Alright, to kick us off, we've got possibly the easiest last place in my entire life. Coming from the 2021 mob vote, we have 11, the Glare. I think this might just be the single mob vote loser to receive the least amount of support. I mean, every single year the community has basically been split 3 ways, but I genuinely do not remember many people being on the Glare's side at all.
Well, the glow squid
What about
sucks.
this guy made it so hated? Okay, well, not even hated, it was just boring.
Green just
According to
rigged
the announcement
everything.
video, the Glare would
If
be
I see
used to
one
alert
from
the
saying in
player
the comments,
into areas dark enough for mobs to spawn. It would fly around
You
the
live
and get angry
here.
when it's
Your phone number is
on the
this.
surface,
Your
that makes
IP
it
is
useful,
this.
right? Well, aside from being
Your
able to
mom's
help
phone number
pretty
is
easily
this.
if an
Your
area is
father-
too dark by simply
Your
using
father,
your
that's
eyes.
probably non-existent phone number
Minecraft
was
already has a
this.
feature to tell you
before
exactly what
before
blocks
he
mobs
ran
will
away
spawn.
to get
If
the
you
hill.
press the F3 button, along with giving out your entire docs, you'll be able to find a section talking about the light level of the block you're looking at. If that number is 0, mobs can spawn. This was in the game far before the Glare was ever considered, so there's genuinely no reason to ever vote for this mob concept. No matter how it's implemented, it's almost for sure going to be much harder to use than the F3 screen. Genuinely, if every other mob in this video
I'll
gets
never
added
use the
except
F3
for the
screen,
Glare,
I
I
swear
wouldn't
to
be
God,
upset.
y'all.
Plus, it's also just got one of the
Unless I
latest
RTP, but
just
I'm
being
not.
a
We're
leaf
not
block
using
with
the
life
F3 screen.
For having
Y'all
what's an
really,
incredibly
y'all want
useless
to
mechanic
leak
in
our
a video for
codes.
design, I think the
Y'all
Glare
wanna
is
find our
definitely my
codes.
least favorite. 10, the Great
No,
Hunger.
actually,
The
why would
beauty of
I
the first
do
mob of
that?
the video that I actually voted
No one
for,
really wants
so I
this,
do love the
anyways.
2017 mobs. Well, to understand that, we've got to understand the context around the first mob vote. So what was the Great Hunger supposed to do? Well, according to Jeb, the Great Hunger would be able to sink into the ground and camouflage itself. Any mob or item that goes on top of its giant mouth would get bitten.
That's why I'm confident.
Now, the reason I and many others actually ended up voting for this guy was because on top of this eating items property, the Great Hunger was supposed to have enchanting abilities. But it wouldn't just be able to add enchantments, it could also remove them. So say you spent hours mining diamonds only to end up getting Bane of Arthropods on your sword. Instead of having a mental breakdown about how unlucky you
What is
were, you could now
Bane of
unenchant your
Arthropods?
items to
I
try
do
again.
not know.
But then they added the grindstone at 1.14. Yeah, so considering they have since added a pretty simple way to unenchant things, there's really no reason to ever revisit the Great Hunger. Heck, it'd probably be quite annoying since it's a hostile mob. Imagine finally finishing all your gear just to step on this guy and lose all the enchantments. Also, it's worth noting that the 3 losers from the first mob vote have been confirmed to never come into the game, but I feel like I should include them in this video just for the sake of completion.
It's just so
9, the
sad.
Monster of the Ocean Depths. Back to back on the
That
2017
guy?
vote, this time we have Mob A.
DNA
This would be a
would be
hostile mob
amazing.
and it would use its tongue to drag people below the
Well, I
water.
mean, I
and
mentioned
around
A
them. It
being
would
a
also
bigger
propel
version
itself
of
forward
being
using
like a
its
boss
mouth.
with
And that's sadly
bubble
all the
tongue.
info we got. No information on what it could maybe drop to be useful for the player. That made it pretty difficult to place, so I've just got to go off the concept of more hostile mobs in the water. Compared to all the other mobs coming up, that's not incredibly interesting to me. We already have the Drowned and Guardians for Ocean Monuments. Plus dolphins if you hit them, I guess, but how could you hurt such a majestic creature? Personally, I think that's plenty of danger
I'm more
for
of a
the water
turtle
players.
fan.
I don't really want to worry about suddenly drowning while swimming, so I think I'm perfectly fine if this guy doesn't come into the game. 8, the Move One. Alright, taking a break from the first mob vote, we got one of our losers from the
You
2020
didn't
vote.
mention
First
the
off, I want to
blades.
say that I do like how the
Ace
Move
ball.
Boom looks visually. The yellow cow mixed with the dandelions on its head is very cute. Plus, if
If
you
it
could
ends,
get
that
different
means,
colors for all the different
well, if
flowers,
the
that would
video
have been
ends,
amazing.
that
However,
means
this is where we face
yeah.
a big problem.
That
Mojang
means
was extremely
I'm
vague
gonna
as to
end
what the Moo Bloom actually did. Honestly, they were pretty vague for most of these guys. That made ranking them very hard. All they said about the Moo Bloom's functionality is that it's friends with bees. I tried looking on the wiki to see if they maybe announced some more features somewhere else, but nope, that's all they ever said. I'm sure this interaction with bees would have been useful for something, I just can't imagine what it would have been. Maybe
I'm
if the
surprised
Moo Bloom could be interactive,
I'm
flowers would
surprised
grow
the
around.
woman didn't want it because all they ever do is build cutesy little Barbie houses and gardens. Real men, we real men hunt animals.
I'm the cow without requiring a goat. I don't know, that's just the best I got. It makes total sense why the Moo Bloom lost during its year due to how vague the info was. I do think the Moo Bloom is cute though, and if it could come in other flower colors, I think it could be a neat little addition. 7. The Rascal. Coming from the 2022 vote, we have one of the most unique mobs in terms of functionality. According to the video, this guy isn't hostile, just a little mischievous. He would be found underground, and you'd have to play a game of hide and seek with them. If you managed to find the Rascal 3 times, he would give you a prize. That sounds like it could be a really fun minigame, especially considering just how big Minecraft's caves can be. I can imagine it taking quite a while to find them hiding around.
What the?
The only issue comes
Did you
from what
really
these
think I was
prizes
gonna
would
become
actually
brainwashed?
consist of. If we're spending a long time finding him, it's got to be something pretty worthwhile to distract us from potential diamonds and other ores. In the video, they did give at least one example on what it could give. Enchanted iron pickaxe. Yeah, so not really the most helpful drop, but I imagine there would be others as well. Though considering this was the year the Sniffer won, I wouldn't get my hopes up for a wide variety.
Oh wait, that was the Sniffer one? That means the tough golem was also there. Justice for tough golem! And Captain golem! But y'all, like imagine you're a beginner, like a speedrunner. That would just be overpowered for getting diamonds. You go down there, run around, find him 3 times. He gives you like a good pickaxe. You get diamonds. You win.
If it could give you an exclusive item that's useful, then I think the Rascal could be a good addition. But again, due to the vagueness of the announcement, it's hard for me to bring this guy up much higher. 6. The Penguin. Here we have one of our most recent losers, as these guys came from the 2023 vote. This was a very tough year, since I feel like they were all pretty solid choices. Plus, this is the only year to have them be based on real-life animals, and who doesn't love penguins? Now, the reason I think the Penguin got last place was because its ability was the least clear of the bunch. According to the video, penguins would be able to push boats to get some extra speed. Now, that is a lot clearer than some of our previous entrants, but at the same time, that raises about a billion questions. First is the obvious. How much faster would it make the boats go? Is it like a Depth Strider 3 boost or Dolphin's Grace? Because that's a pretty big difference. One other important factor is if penguins would work on ice. One of the fastest travel methods in the game is using a boat on top of blue ice, which allows you to go 72.73 blocks per second. If a penguin could boost that...
Remember that one iconic clip? Wait, you're not finished with it? Ah!
Even more, that'd be pretty dang useful.
I missed that
Also,
clip.
we have to think about how the penguin boost
That's one
would
of the
work.
better
Would the penguins be easy to transport across land? Because if you have to slowly drag it across pieces of land between water spots...
I know he uses the Madagascar.
Best case scenario, the penguin works on ice and teleports to you like wolves. But since we don't know if that's the case, I'm just going to put this guy in the center of the list. 5. The Chillager. And we're back to the hostile mobs, but I found this guy to...
I would love this guy to make me suffer a ton. Hunting raids. Yo, wait, actually no. That raid, I would have lost all, and we would have both died. And we would not be able to get our stuff back if this guy existed during the raids.
To be a bit
Maybe it could be an ice
Chillager
exclusive.
comes from the 2020.
Speaking of, y'all want the Illusioner to be real? He'd just be
vote
torture.
was actually the last time they ever had a hostile mob in any of these votes. I guess they did get a whole year to themselves in 2017, but it's kind of crazy that every other year just had passive mobs. Anyway, the Chillager would spawn on top of mountains and
Yeah, he's right.
would be able to attack you with flying ice blocks. That sounds like it has the potential to be a really interesting fight, and since it only spawns on top of mountains, they're pretty avoidable in case you find them annoying. There is, however, a big problem holding the Chillager back from going higher, the fact that they once again didn't specify what this guy could drop. I imagine it'd be something worthwhile, but we sadly don't know for sure. I'm kind of going with the belief that it would be an exclusive and useful item due to how you have to go out of your way to find this guy. But since we can't quite confirm it, I think I'll have to keep the Chillager near the middle of my loser list for now. Okay, I'll let the name Isoliter, but Chillager is such a better name, come on. 4. The Hovering Inferno. And here we have the final mob from the 2017 vote. In fact, it's kind of funny how each of my top 5 in this list ended up coming from all the different years. I did not plan that at all. As you may expect, this guy would spawn in the Nether alongside Blazes on rare occasions. It's not clear if certain conditions would have to be met or if he could just jump scare you from a spawner. But what we do know is that the big plates hovering around
the
Blaze
golems yet. That means the golems are in his top 5. Let's go! We are so in!
act as shields, which I imagine would make it quite difficult to actually hit and kill this guy. On top of that, Jen said he would have some sort of super deadly shockwave attack.
I'm gonna do a Minecraft Dungeons game with Niles sometime.
So while it hasn't been fully confirmed if this guy would be a boss, it certainly sounds like he would be. Maybe not on the level of the Ender Dragon or Wither, but probably something close to the Elder Guardian. I think Minecraft could always use more boss fights, so
I count the Elder Guardian as a mini boss. Y'all remember? Well, no one viewed the video, but like, to be honest, if it doesn't have the health bar, it's not really a boss, is it? It's just
Let's be on board to see this guy get added. In fact, he actually did get added into Minecraft Dungeons, which is what I've been showing his background footage. Unfortunately, just like the Chillager, we don't know what this guy would drop. That makes it harder to bring it up further on the list.
When did he drop in Minecraft Dungeons? Stupid!
Choosing to believe that they'd make this boss drop worthwhile. 3, the Tough Golem. This guy is our final mob from 2022, and it's got a really interesting functionality. First off, it can be used to display items by holding it out in front of them, which I just think would look great aesthetically, especially since they still refuse to let us give armor stands arms in Java Survival. On top of being able
Yes.
to display items, though, the Tough Golem will also be able to walk up and move around. Now, that aspect could be a bit of a double-edged sword. While it may be cute in some cases to have little guys running around your base holding up items, if you just want them to be statues, then this aspect could be quite annoying. Personally, though,
There'd probably be like a toggle, to be honest, like you right-click them or something.
I imagine they would make it so you could basically freeze the golem in a given spot, similar to sitting down a dog or something. If they don't do that, this guy would probably be a lot lower on the list since that hurt its usage in builds, but with the assumption that that will come,
Okay, but imagine its usage in like nighttime museums, because you know how